So after seeing Zombieland Double Tap, I went and saw Maleficent Mistress of Evil. I quite literally saw it immediately right after I saw Zombieland, because like Zombieland started at 5, Maleficent started at 7, so. Zombieland's like about an hour and a half and take 20 minutes of previews, and voila, like by the time Zombieland was over, Maleficent Mistress of Evil was just about to begin. So pretty much wasted no time. I was like, that was pretty. I like how sometimes that works out that way. I was happy about that because I don't have to sit there and wait like 2 hours for the next movie to start, or anything like that. So. Anyways, Maleficent, the first one, I actually enjoyed quite a bit. I reviewed it back in 2014 when it came out. I was like, I can't believe that movie came out 5 years ago. Man, but 2014 don't seem that far away, but apparently it is. I had a lot going on in 2014. I remember seeing. This is always a funny story about seeing Maleficent. Was that I literally saw it on a really bad day. I was having a really bad day that day, and I had literally just got fired from my job. And one of my jobs, it was like basically a second job, and I pretty much went to the movie theaters right after being fired from my job, see Maleficent, and I, for some reason, really enjoyed the hell out of that movie more than I expected, even though I was in a foul mood. And also, I did see that with a double feature with Million Ways to Die in the West, and I'm going to give you a guess which one was better. So, yeah, I liked Maleficent. I thought it was different. Like, out of all the Disney live-action remakes, it's one of the few that I actually liked, because it just didn't pretty much copy and paste the Sleeping Beauty story and just tell it basically through live action. It tried to do something different with it, where Maleficent was the hero in the story. What the hell? I was like, okie dokie then. That was different to me. I remember. It's been a while since I only saw it once when I saw it in theaters, but I remember most enough about it. Like, I remember liking Angelina Jolie in it, and I remember it being pretty fun, a little different. And like I said, compared to a lot of Disney live-action remakes, I enjoyed it more than pretty much any of the rest of them. So, when I heard they were making a sequel, I'm like, okay, why not? The first one did good enough. Okay. And I was like, trailers made it look fine. It didn't look like anything I was like that super excited about, but who knows? I was like, I liked the first one enough, so who knows? Maybe this will be just as pleasantly surprising as the first one. And I didn't hate it. I didn't hate this movie. It's like, this is a weird double feature because both movies, I just was by the time when I walked out of both movies, I was like, that was fine. That's basically my reaction. I was like, that was fine. Yeah, this movie is fine. Bye. It's not really a necessary sequel. Of course, it's not. Like, really, do we need a sequel to Sleeping Beauty? No, but whatever. So. Yeah, positive things I could say about this movie. The two things that carried this movie were, one, Angelina Jolie, who is pretty perfectly casted in this role as Maleficent. She could pull off the look of Maleficent really well, even though and she is hamming it up pretty well, her and her fucking giant cheekbones. I mean, her cheekbones in this movie, they gotta be... I can imagine seeing this on a fucking IMAX. Her cheekbones are ridiculous. What is going on with those things? Like, there are points it was distracting, but like, she is awesome in this movie. But there's also points in this movie where her cheekbones are like overacting her in this fucking movie, outacting her in this fucking movie. I'm like, it's. What the fuck? Anyways, I don't know but anyways, I thought she was fun in this movie. She is having a seems like having a fun with doing this role, and she's fine. It's fun. Like, she carries this movie, but the one thing I thought was better, the person I thought was better than her in this movie was fucking Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't. I'm gonna. I don't think there's enough movies out there with Michelle Pfeiffer in them. Michelle Pfeiffer is awesome. She's awesome in this movie. She's like, as soon as you see her, you go, yeah, she's the villain. Yeah, no, that's spoiler alert. But as soon as you see her, you're like, yeah, she's the fucking villain. Surprise, surprise, she is the villain. She is the queen who, the prince that's about to marry Aurora. That's Michelle Pfeiffer is his mom, and she's a queen who basically hates fairies, hates Maleficent and everything, magical, and wants to destroy and kill them. And like, she is like basically playing an evil queen from like fucking Snow White. She could have been fucking the evil queen Snow White. I would like to see her in like that Snow White and the Huntsman. Like, even though Charlize Theron was fucking amazing in that, she could have done that role too. God damn, she can play. I don't know what it is about Michelle Pfeiffer, but she can play a fucking cold-hearted bitch really fucking well. She's awesome in this movie. She is just like over, like just eating up scenery, just menacing as shit. I loved her in this movie. I fucking love it. Every time Michelle Pfeiffer was on screen, I was loving it. Like, even when it was like, I'm starting to drift off a little bit, because I was very tired, I was like, every time Michelle Pfeiffer popped back up, my interest would peak back up. I loved her in this movie. The rest of the cast is fine. It's pretty much like, those two carry this movie and the rest of the cast is fine. Like, Ellie Fanning, I've seen her in good stuff. She's, a Disney princess. A strong-willed woman in today's culture, basically being represented in today's culture, and the prince is just nothing white bread of a character. Like, he's a nothing character. That prince character is like just nothing of a character. Pretty much all Disney princes are. They're just nothing characters. They're just there to be love interest, to woo the princesses. And he really is not. He's not. I could not even care one bit about his character. I do like one thing I remember about the movie that was I thought the first movie was kind of annoying was the fairies, and I think I'm not the only one who said that. And luckily they toned them down a lot in this movie, and they're barely in this fucking movie. So that was nice. That was nice. One of them being Melda Staunton, and I like Melda Staunton, but like, I was like, yeah, that was nice to see them kind of tone those characters down a little bit. This movie's cliched. Like, I started drifting out in and out somewhat. Like, there's Maleficent is attacked at one point and injured, and she ends up being or saved by one of her own kind of fairies that like are living in seclusion away from society because they're scared of the human race, and they're trying to hide from them because they think they're evil. And it's also like an allegory about race. You can obviously, it's fucking nailing you over the head about that. Yeah, it's obviously an allegory about race and racial relations and shit like that. I got it. And one of the fucking fairies to Adele Ejiofor, just so you nailed it home a little bit more. So yeah. Then there's like the character who wants to go war with humans, but Adele Ejiofor doesn't. It's like, oh, I've seen this fucking million times before. They're conflicting sides. Surprisingly, they didn't make that guy who wants to go to war a secret villain working with Michelle Pfeiffer. I was expecting them to go that cliche, but they didn't. So props to that movie. Oh, and one thing I did like about this movie is This movie is a fucking gruesome movie, and sometimes there's some brutal deaths in this fucking movie. Holy shit! Like, towards the end, people die some horrifying deaths. And you know what? I was like, bravo, Disney! I was like, damn it, Disney! And like, you got dark. I was like, family picture. Fucking Disney, man. I was like, they got really dark in some scenes. There's a part where a bunch of the fairies there's like this cloud of, or there's this stuff that's mixed up to make a giant pink cloud that's basically will kill off fairies. And they released this giant cloud of smoke into this church where all these fairies are gathered, and they locked them in and shit like that so they can't get out. I'm like, god damn, this is fucking really dark. Man, movie just like got dark all of a sudden. I'm like, what the fuck? There's one point in this movie where I thought towards the end that they were going to kill off a major character. I was like, wow, Disney, you're actually going to have the balls to do it. But then it's a bait and switch, and I was like, I should have seen that fucking coming. I'm like, this is Disney after all, but I was like, man, you should have stuck with it. They actually killed that character off. That would have been like, bravo, movie. Bravo, Disney. You got the balls again. But they didn't. I won't spoil who, but yeah, I thought this movie was fine. Like I said, I thought this movie was fine. It's not bad. Not great. It's kind of like, pretty much like, probably up there with the first one. I thought was fine. So yeah, I recommend it. Maybe as a rental. I wouldn't say it's paid full movie price for it. I mean, if you like the first one, maybe yeah, I guess. But yeah, you should like it. But whatever. Trailers. I end up walking in right when trailers were already going on, so I don't know if I missed any, so I apologize. I caught the butt end of the trailer I've already seen before, but so I know enough to talk about it. I still believe the new Christian propaganda film that's basically a walk to remember, but if who was that kid, Shane Black? Was it Shane Black? No, that's the director. Shane West, ended up becoming a country singer or a musician afterwards, after his wife died. That's basically what this movie is. It's about a true story about it's from the makers of I Can Only Imagine, and it's based off a song, another Christian song, about it's this musician who he was married to this woman who was diagnosed with cancer, and they knew he was going to die. And after they got married, she died. So pretty much, and that's pretty much the story. And it's like, oh, so it's a walk to remember. Okay, basically, that's the first fucking thing I think of. But it's like with musicians, so I'm like, whatever. Apparently, it's going to be a big movie because like my theater's already selling advance tickets for it, and don't come out till March. They just started selling fucking tickets to the new Star Wars movie, but we gotta start selling tickets now for like months in advance for I Still Believe. Jesus, man. That movie's gonna make shitloads of money, you know? Doolittle. So they're doing a Dr. Doolittle movie with Robert Downey Jr. That's pretty much all I got on this. And apparently, well, the one thing that makes me worried about this is it's being released in January. And as I've said multiple times, that's never a good sign for any movie. And apparently it's opening the same weekend as Bad Boys. Yeah, this movie's going to be a bomb. I'm just calling it right now. This movie's going to be a bomb. Yeah. It's not looking good for this movie. It's opening up with Bad Boys. I'm going to tell you, I'm just calling it right now. Anybody with half a brain knows that. So, yeah. It looked like whatever. It looks like it's going to be more true to the original books, I think. I don't know. I never read the books. Where, you know, it's a Dr. Doolittle's living on an island where he talks to animals. I don't know. I like the Eddie Murphy version fine enough. So, I mean, whatever. Frozen 2. I finally got a full-length trailer for this. Now I get to see what the story is about. There's like a mystical forest that they go into to kind of discover something about Elsa's powers in her past or something. I don't know. It's gonna make a shitload of money. It's like I told my sister, like, who's my niece is like 6-year-old niece is obsessed with Frozen. Like, be prepared. It's coming out in a month, so I'm sure she is. So yeah. Yeah, I forgot that this was coming out in a month. I'm like, oh yeah, that is something that's coming out in a month later, a month from now. And then Onward, new trailer for that. New trailer that showed the full story, the full plot of this movie. It's the new Pixar movie where it's like fantasy. It's basically the movie Bright, but if it was a kid's version of it, where it's like fantasy creatures living in like modern day culture, and yeah, and something about the main character's dad died, and he finds a magical staff that can bring him back to life. But when he tries to bring him back to life, he only brings back the like bottom half of him. Like, okay, all right then. It's a Pixar movie, so it probably will be good. It's an original Pixar movie, which that's a plus. So yeah, that's as far as trailers go. What the hell? I gotta watch The Perfections, Free from Hell, the Creepshow TV show. This weekend is Black and Blue and Countdown. I gotta do this all before like October 31st because I'm going on vacation. So, yay me. So until then, I'll talk to you guys later.